What the juck is, everybody? Gender here, back at it with another video. Today's video, I wanted to go over the Starforce changes that are currently in the global private test server and give you my thoughts on what I think about this system. I've seen a lot of chatter about this on how that it is ridiculously expensive. But let's break it down and see, is it a good system and how is it actually in practice? All right. So this is all we got from the notes, that instead of it being a lump sum you can pay, it is a unique addition to GMS Starforcing system where you have a slider and you can change to 4 different modes that slightly lower the destruction rate until it becomes 0 at the cost of also reducing the success rate. And it's that decrease in success rate that makes this system so expensive. All right. So some mad lad made a calculator already. I'll link this in the description, but I'll use, since I don't have access to the test server, this is what I'll be using to go over my initial thoughts. So you can see on the side here the exact breakdown of each star level. And the most egregious, of course, is a level 250 item and going from 19 to 20. That is 7 bones for 1 tap. 1! Good God. And we also, at this state, don't know how this new system interacts with Sunny Starforce. We just don't know yet. It'll be interesting, because this site does have a system where it predicts if it does work or not. So go to enhancement 4, and you can see that the 7 bones drops down to 5.15. So it's hey, you're saving on average 2 bill. That's something. All right, let's actually get into some examples. Now, for the top end, the most rare items in the game, your brilliant boss set, even I dare say a TC. Now, while these can be revived with the new in-game PD system, I think this system is fantastic for that. Because you got to think, if you're getting these items, you're classified as Endgame. And the meta now for Endgame is to have a weekly income of about 100 bill. So if we plug this in, let's say we're 18 stars, because we safeguarded a while ago, and we run this simulation, we're looking at anywhere between 160 and 180 bill. No booms, and it's if you think about it, that's only 2 weeks of bosses. And you get you don't finish the item because 22 is no longer the cap. We can go even further beyond. But this gets your foot into the door. You're at a great stopping point. And then to go even further beyond, I think laddering will still be a thing. You just take the next one to 22. So you're no longer stuck. At the very least, whenever you get a new spare, you can take them both to 22 and then you can ladder. And then so you'll always have the floor has increased. It's expensive to get to the floor. So I think this is a great system for the top end. You're no longer beholden to having to be at the whims of RNG. So look, they've definitely taken out the variance from booming and having spares to now just a massive meso cost. Because imagine you're on, look at this. If you're on the maxed, if you are extremely unlucky, the top end of unlucky, that's 960 big ones to get a 22 stars. Now look, this is probably the worst thing about Maplestory. There is no pity system. With both cubing, flaming, and starforcing, there is no pity. You can bottom out and just go expend a ridiculous amount of money and just get beaten up by RNG because of this. And because of that, variance exists and you can just get extremely sure, it's unlikely to reach the max, but there's always that chance where you could be that level of unlucky. Even if we go to the 95th percentile, 370 bill. Some people have already spent that. That's not a non-significant sum, but I think that's still way better. Making sure the item is guaranteed. If this is any of the brilliant boss set pieces, Hand in the Ring, even the new stuff we're getting, if you just get one, you're guaranteed to get a 22 star. I think that's a huge boon to the game, and I think the cost is worth it. Now, if we go back a bit into the game, you're a new player, you're mid-game, you don't have an army of boss mules to get a bunch of money. This is an expensive change. Like, we don't have like 7 bill for 1 tap and you have an 8% chance of succeeding. Like, that's a lot. That's like, God, if you, let's say you farm for 500 mil an hour, that's 14 hours of farming just for 1 tap. That's pretty brutal. Even if you have boss mills, that's like nearly 2 boss runs. That's like 1.5 Satini boss mills just for 1 tap. So it is a little egregious. But again, we are dealing with an endgame item here. Let's go to, say, level 200. This is like Arcane's, your pitch boss sets. So this is something you'd probably want to do this with. Like, if I get an ET that drops and I want to take this to 22 star, let's do it off event just because it's a little more simple if we do it that way. Let me just run the simulation and look at this cost. 81 bill to 91 bill. This is like, again, it's odd. Well, it's weird looking at these numbers because here we get a flat value where we just pay that amount, we get it, but we could always be unlucky and potentially pay double, triple, even quadruple this amount. But if we take it at face value, 80 to 90 bill, and you're guaranteed to get an ET 22 star. That's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. And there's always the chance where, if say you have 2 ETs dropped, say you have 2 of them, you could always just ignore the system, do it as normally. Again, this is without any events as well. So if we just off the cuff, tap off event, 2.4 booms, 13 to 19 bill. Say we had 3 of them, and we saved what, 80 bill? Is that really worth it? Having like getting 3 drops is a little difficult. Now we can be like, cool, I'm just gonna not tap, and boom, I can just pay the main so-called 80 bill. And if you think about endgame, and you think about, I'm gonna have 12 boss meals that I run every week, and I make 50 to 100 bones each week. This is light work. You're finishing 1 item with Starforce once a week. That's pretty good. It does, though, put a heavy emphasis on needing boss meals now. Like, income is king. It's like, there's no way to go about it. You need to make sure your income is great in this game if you want to progress at a reasonable pace. It's ridiculous. All right, so now there are some things we can play with. Like, there is 4 levels of enhancements. Like, is using the 2nd level any better, or the 3rd level? And this is where things can get interesting when you think about it. I personally don't think it's worth it. Even if you do save some meso, the risk of booming is just too great. Now look, and like the cost reduction as well. Yeah, I think you're just better at just doing this. All right, let's for example, let's say we go to 4. We do manage to get the best of both worlds with the Shining Starforce event. I think this is always, I think I screwed up. This is always, let me fix this. I've been yapping using the wrong information. Okay, it barely changed anything. All right, that's fine. It barely changed anything. Let's just double check all my yapping as I realized this. So 160, 180. And then we take this off, it's 169. It's 9 more bill. And we're talking with numbers it's large. It's like, whatever. 2 more boss meals, it's fine. All right, so let's bring things back. One thing I'm curious about is how this actually changes early game progression. So in the early game, you need a bunch of DOMs, you need a bunch of Golix pieces, you need a bunch of belts, earrings. Let's actually bring up the game. On the Adele. So we need a bunch of stuff for the Golix earrings. The Golix ring, this is a item where we just transfer. The biggest ticket items would be like your source of sufferings, because now the meta is current meta is you get a lot of DOMs, tap all these to as high a star as possible, transfer to a sup, and then transfer to a source of suffering. And so now what is the meta? What do you try and do? You could just raw tap this to 22 and you're fine. Like, if we go back to the trial, I'm going to bounce back between both of them. If we go to a level 160 item and just go to 22, so let's actually change it to 0 stars and just go all the way. Off event, because why not? we're looking at 46 to 52 bill just to get to 22 star, just boom. All right. So now if we go to 140, and for the sake of the argument, let's say we go to 20, let's do something crazy and go to 24 stars. And because we know the event, looking at what, 28 bill, but we need 17 DOMs. Let's say we go to a level 2. Actually, what? The booms go up? The booms go up. Okay. This. Okay, there we go. Okay, level 2 looks like a joke. What the fuck? Hey, let me try this again. There's 17 booms, 28 bill. 66 bill, 22 booms. What's going on here? Okay, and then this cuts the booms down by like 4, by like triples the Mesa cost. Yep, and then if we just use no, do none, 121 bill, 4 booms. Okay, so we have like reasonable things you can think about. We have now options, which I think is the best thing. Like if you thug it out, get the money, you can just ignore booming, which is great. And then like you don't even maybe need to farm up a shit ton of reinforced belts or reinforced earrings. You can just take the take your first up out of 22. Like that's an option. But if a thing like you get a single map, boom, you can just save for a bunch of weeks and then just take this straight to 22, which I think is just fantastic. You're not reliant on needing to get a second one. Like doing Golix every day on all characters that you can manage. Like you don't need to do that. You just need one. You could just get one superior pendant and then take that to 22 stars and then boom, 21 stars sauce. Or you can just take the sauce to 22. It's a lot better. Now, what about Arcane? So this is another thing I was thinking about. Because of how expensive getting to 20 stars is, the new meta just might be tapping normally to 20 stars and then interact with the new system to get to 20 stars. So let's go back to the calculator. So let's just assume no event, just to keep things reasonable. We have an Arcane, we want to go to 20 stars, and we'll start from 0. And we're looking at, what, 13 bill, 1.2 booms. If we go all the way to 22 stars, it's roughly 4 booms, 30 bill cost total. All right, now if we just sort of go off the cuff and use no booms, but we pay the premium, we're looking at what, 30 bill goes to $90. So triple the amount, but we get no booms. But if we just go 20 stars at 22, only 20 bill. Only 20 bill. Let me change this back to 0. And we remove this. So it's what, 33 bill, 1 boom, compared to 31 bill, 4 booms. I think that's pretty good. I think that's going to be roughly the new meta for semi common pieces of gear. Like if you say have 2 ETs, hey, if you can get them both at 20, then we use the new system to get them to 22. More work and more math, of course, needs to go into this. This is like a day 2 calculator, and this is just me just brainstorming with the time we've had. But it is definitely an interesting thing. But the bottom line is, Maplestory is king. You need to 100% be working on boss mules and maximize your weekly income. Like there's nothing separating that now. That is now needed and required to progress in this game. I'll be curious if they actually make any other changes to it. We didn't get the lump sum thing they teased in the Inkwell note. We got the thing they mentioned second. And it's interesting that it wasn't an absolute slider. It was like set values at each. And it's also very interesting that they reduced success rate. But yeah, I think it's a good change. It is a good step in the right direction, but there needs to be pity on this. I think adding a pity system to it will at least prevent like really bad luck. I think that's the most difficult thing trying to stop in this game, because it is brutal being unlucky with these events, because with these systems, because you lose all your money. But then again, you can just get it back. Like with boss mules, you just run. You don't even need to run them all. Just run a couple. But if you want to be efficient, run them all. Get your money. Events, Starforce is every 2 weeks. It's like you can get anywhere. Like just having your 6 Legion champions. Like if these were all my 6 Legion champions, and I was just clearing up to like hard Saren, That's 6 bill per character. That's like what, 30 bill, 36 bill a week, and then I'll have like 70 bill every 2 weeks, which like can guarantee me like 1 item to 22 stars ish. I wouldn't say guarantee, but give me a pretty good chance to get 1 item to 22 stars every 2 weeks. Hey, that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, those are my thoughts on this new system. I am excited that they've actually made such a great change to the game. Now, like, whenever you do get a drop like this, it's like significant. It's like, damn, I can get a 22 stars now. That's awesome. You no longer like, shit, I only have to get past the dreaded. Look, even though it's like I can get it. I don't boom this thing. I've seen some cases on the PTS where you can just throw 200 bill at an item and it will remain 18 stars. Like that's a thing now, and that can be so demoralizing. Like that is, yeah. I'll be curious how this all goes when we get more data, when like more people actually get their hands on the system and we know more about it. Like I definitely know it will feel. I'm not sure if it will feel worse or the same as the system does now. Because like, look, if you have a 200 bill and you spend, let's say you spend a full month, 50 bill a week, getting 200 bill, and you tap the single item you really want to get 22 stars, and you make 0 progress, but you still have the item in your inventory. You can just farm another month and try again. Sure, it's gonna suck, but hey, you'll get clout. All right, I think that's it. That's it for this video. I've gapped enough. What are your thoughts? Let me know. Those experiencing PTS, how are you feeling with these changes and your testings and findings? Let me know in the comments. But yes, as always, thank you for watching. Have a chucking good day. I'll catch you all in the next one.